How's it flying, guys? Lance Corporal Hawk 30, and welcome to a SABATON reaction. This is the end of the war to end all wars, and...
Did you say SABATON?
Yes, I did. Speaking of, I've already heard this song before, but my cousin hasn't, and look what he's wearing. That was a shirt I ordered off of Wish.com, and that should tell you everything to know, because I ordered a 3X.
From China.
Yeah. Chinese 3X is not American fat 3X.
No.
I could have told you guys.
So, yeah. So he's wearing the SABATON shirt, which is this song, like I said, is the end of the war to end all wars, which marks a very somber day about a very horrible war. And the album cover.
This one is from the album. Is it on the back of the shirt?
Yeah, on the back. It's the same on the back of the shirt, and it is a representation of the horrible. The futility of the war and how horrible things were. Meanwhile, I'm wearing a comedian, so
It's black. It's fine.
I'm in blue.
I mean, no, I guess. But since I've seen it already, move. Center stage.
Yes. Very good.
So he is going to have his reaction recorded. Because, okay, so pretty much how he and I are going to do things, if he hasn't heard it yet, and if it hasn't been reacted to on my channel yet, then we'll record his reactions, and we'll go based off of, we're going to discuss between the two of us what order we're going to do it in. We're not necessarily going to, this is one of those where I'm going to go based off of what I think would be good for him to go with, but I still think you guys are going to be very pleased when we do going forward, although I did see that there was a suggested for Screaming Eagles, which, have you heard that one yet?
No, I don't think so.
Then that's one of the ones, maybe not necessarily the next one after, but one of the ones coming up we'll do a reaction for. Or he will do a reaction for. And his girlfriend if she is so inclined as well. But anyways, enough jibber jabber. It is time for the end of the war to end all wars, the official lyric video. Without further ado, if you guys, on the off chance you guys have not heard it before, link will be in the description, as always. Here's my cousin's reaction to the war to end all wars. And if you want me to pause at any point, I can just edit a break in between.
So I will say, if you've not seen the original video, pause this one, go watch the original, then come watch this one. Show support to the original author.
Artist,
sorry.
Yeah, they didn't write a book with this one.
It's
I
okay.
thought they-
He's special.
Never mind. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, we're related, so. But anywho,
No.
war to end all
really?
wars. Here we go.
We're not related.
I hope not.
Where's the remote? I want to make sure he can hear it good. Remember, if you want me to pause it so you can say something. No. Obviously, these images are from the aftermath of the war. Pretty sobering, isn't it?
It is.
Especially when we see all the images that they showed. It's just a reminder of how bad that war actually was.
Yeah. Can I push this back a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to stand, so you're fine.
Okay.
Right, we still want them to hear you.
Yeah.
Talk loud.
Scooch.
I just lean forward.
Scooch.
Push me.
So, yeah, like, seeing the statistics there, like the amount of casualties there, we still don't know to this day the exact number of people that died in that war, but it was way too many.
So, I don't know if it was on purpose, if it just kind of happened like that. But one of the songs in this album was called The Future of Warfare. And at one point in this song, they used that as a line. I wonder if that was done on purpose.
Yeah.
As a nod towards that earlier song.
Well, yeah, because the future of warfare really sums up a lot of World War One. There are so many things that were revolutionized during that. This war, more than any war that really came before it, I think, changed damn near everything for how wars were done. It wasn't soldiers standing in big groups on opposite ends of a battlefield charging at one another, seeing how many they could kill. It was men who had to use sneaky tactics, build trenches, and build new machines to accomplish how they went about killing other people.
Not to mention chemical warfare, like your mustard gas. That was something that...
That was mustard gas, chlorine gas. That was really big.
Warfare.
Well, because it wasn't guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare is like smaller groups, kind of hit and run.
It still applied the same thing.
Well,
you could say it is, but
these weren't hit and run tactics. They were men on two opposite ends of a battlefield, entrenched, where they ran the risk of being killed as soon as they popped their head up by snipers and artillery.
So they had to.
They had to do things differently because of how bad it actually was.
There's a big difference. Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah. Small groups, hit and run tactics is guerrilla warfare.
I grew up in says different.
Yeah, a lot of the crappy schools don't actually cover history the right way, which is one of the reasons why I appreciate SABATON. They actually do full research before they sing about something.
Just like schools don't have good health classes in sex ed, but we're not going to get into that today.
Yeah, let's stick on the song. On the song.
I enjoyed the song, but as you said, it is a very sobering song, especially looking at all the stats and statistics. It's something that is very sobering.
Yeah, and nearly half of the people died were civilians.
Yeah.
Even though, like, this was the war more than any other. This was the war that really brought new light to what at the time was referred to as shell shock. What we now know today as PTSD.
Yeah.
So, like, I've heard somebody at one point say that they, in their belief, World War II was worse for civilians at the end of the day because of the sheer amount of civilians that were targeted, World War I could be argued. Now, this might be this person's opinion, but there's a part of it where I'm kind of understanding of it, was subjectively worse for the soldiers because they, there's so much of it that we don't know. Like, heck, I didn't even know how many horses had died. Like, I thought at one point somebody had made a joke. I thought this person was making a joke about, more horses died in World War I than Jews in the Holocaust. And I thought, that's not very... Like, I don't think that's... Like, dude, that's literally the number. And I looked it up and it goes to show, like, always do... Like, if somebody says something, even if you think it's not real, look it up just in case to see if they're joking or not. If they're not joking, oh no, that's a lot of horses. I did not know that many horses had been in World War I at all. I knew some, not that many. Like, the last day of the war itself, let's talk about that, is November 11th, which is why we still celebrate Veterans Day, originally known as Armistice Day, is to mark the date, the 11th hour of the 11th day of November, of the 11th month. But also some things that maybe not a lot of people are aware of, up to the 11th hour, there were still fights.
Yeah.
they knew that they were going to have to stop fighting at 11, but there were so many factions, I guess you could say, that didn't want to be the last one to stop shooting until it was literally too late, until it was literally time for them to be forced to stop. So their commanders told them, "Who told you to stop fighting? Keep going until it's time." Which it just goes to show how horrible that war was.
Yeah.
That commanders would still tell their soldiers they have to keep on killing, even though the war was supposed to be over that day.
Well,
by the 11th hour, by the 11th hour of that day, granted, I use air quotations, but still, like, they shouldn't have I do not believe that didn't really accomplish anything at that point.
No.
Because they weren't going to gain any ground, regardless of what they did. Like, hell, they lost thousands of lives trying to... There were so many men died just trying to take 1 mile, only for them to lose said mile a few hours after they'd taken it. So, the kind of futility of this kind of warfare can't be overstated. And I think this song, it's epic.
No.
But the pictures that come with this lyric video really show you how bad it was. And I wish I'd pulled up the In Flanders Fields to show you. That was a poem, I believe, written by a Canadian. I can't remember the details of that, but it's In Flanders Fields is pretty much was a poem that was pretty much in memoriam, in honor of those who lost their lives with the poppies.
Before.
And SABATON, this actually is not the final song on the album. A cappella In Flanders Fields is sung by, I can't remember who. It wasn't the regular band members, but no music, no drum beat, no guitar, none of that, just a cappella singing a poem. And I think that really was the perfect way to end the album. Like, it contrasts the futility, epicness, and insanity we feel in this one, sombered up really, 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 really quick in Flanders Fields, which I wish I'd shown you, but anyways, this is more than 3 times the length of what we just reacted to, so we kind of need to wrap this up. Any final thoughts?
No. Not today.
Anyways, let's wrap up. Sorry that this took so long, but there's a lot. When it comes to SABATON songs, it's not always cut and dry how quick you can get a thought out.
There can be a lot to unpack with these songs.
Especially with the more somber songs like this one. Loud, bombastic, but still depressing. Anyways, this is Lance. This is my cousin Brooks. And his girlfriend. You want to be named or nameless? Okay. Whatever. There it is. And on a light note, if you enjoyed this, let us know what your thoughts on this song were, what your favorite SABATON song is, and again, I hope you respect our wishes that will be the deciding factors. Wrong song to bring that up.
To be fair, at most of their concerts, you'll have people chanting that.
Yeah, even if it's not on the set list.
Change again.
But anyways, this has been Lance Corporal Lock 30. Subscribe if you're new. Yada yada yada. Like Lance Corporal Lock 30, Brooks and his girlfriend signing off.